It's very easy to overlook the homeless in a bedroom community like ours, but they're here, and they're real here in Santa Clarita.
The homeless look like you and me. It could be a person that you're shopping next to at the market, or a family that you see as you're dropping your child off to school. It can be anyone.
They look like us, they act like us, because in many instances, they were somebody who was living down the street 6 months ago, especially in this economy.
Left. Got into showing horses when I was about 9 years old, and won a lot of championships showing horses, and I won reserve championship for the whole year when I was only 12 years old. I just couldn't believe it, and I was just so happy, and I was like, yeah, I want to keep doing this. This is working. I want to keep doing this. I started teaching riding lessons when I was 19, and then I was hooked. I said, man, this is great. And so my whole life was a fun adventure on the horse's back, you know, going around and riding.
At first glance, you'd never guess that Nancy was homeless. She was educated. She has a passion for horses, and she carried a job successfully for many years. And then she fell on hard times, and that's how she ended up here at the Santa Clarita Homeless Shelter.
We've had engineers, judges, you know, copier, repairman, plumbers, you know, licensed and certified.
It can really happen to anyone. My wife and I were homeowners up in the Stevenson Ranch community. You know, we had cars, you know, the 401k, you know, savings account, bank account. You know, kids are doing great in school. Unfortunately, they're still doing great. And, you know, when the economy hits, it hits you hard. And then when you have other factors at play that you would never expect. I mean, I was married 20 years. You know, you wouldn't expect to be going through a divorce after 20 years. You wouldn't expect to lose your job that you've been working at, you know, for so long.
Many of our clients, before they came here, were self-sufficient, had a home, had a job, and then they find themselves either in a health crisis or a financial crisis, something that is unexpected. And if you don't have family or friends that can help you, then you find yourself alone and needing that help from somebody.
I'm a full-time student down at Pierce College. My major is computer software developer. I was laid off last year and haven't been able to find work. I've applied to numerous other IT jobs because I have years of experience. It's not easy to find any openings in the IT field because either they're not hiring or I lack the degree part of it. So that's why I'm in school now, trying to finish up and getting my degree in my field.
Someone has to care about the people and the fact that they are people. They're human. They need to be cared about.
There are people who have parents and siblings and children, and they need our help, and that's why we do what we do.
I came to this shelter, and that was the hardest thing for me to do because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I wasn't just afraid. It was like, I really don't want to do that. There's got to be another way, you know, that I can make this work. And I knew that I had to come, and I didn't know what to expect, but it was real hard for my ego because I know what I can do with training horses, and I know what my capabilities are, and it comes to a point where, Nancy, you know what? You need to go get help and just be humble. It was hard for me it's hard to be humble when you're used to things going well.
You know, if this wasn't here, then I wouldn't know what I would do as far as, you know, at least having somewhere to lay down at night, you know, when it's cold or if it's raining.
We look at the Santa Clarita shelter as more than shelter. Naturally, we have to get the people, you know, out of the arroyos, out of the riverbed, and into a safe, warm, and welcoming shelter. But it's more than that. Once the clients get here, we have to make sure they're welcomed. We have to make sure we treat them with dignity. We have to respect their integrity and their basic humanness.
You can come on inside.
Okay.
This is the women's dorm, and there's 12 beds in
Okay.
here. And that bed there, that one will be yours.
Okay.
The minute they walk in the door, I try to introduce them to the staff so that they can find key people if they need help with anything, but also so that they understand that we're approaching them on a friendly level. And although we're the staff, we respect them.
Now I'm going to get you a couple of blankets for your bed. Would you like to
Okay.
take a shower tonight?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll get you a towel.
Thank you so much.
Core and fundamental to what we do here is respect and dignity and compassion. That it really is a foundation of what we do.
When I first came here, I was immediately welcome. I was not treated like an outcast or a loser or whatever you want to say. I was treated as a human being that needed help.
We have a compassion for how they're feeling and what they're going through and what brought them here. And we try to understand that to treat them better.
It's a feeling you get from being here. There are people here that care a lot about other people.
The goal is not simply for us to operate an emergency winter shelter. We do that because there's a need. But the goal, what we're trying to accomplish, is to help them transition from homelessness into having a home of their own.
It's like a stepping stone to get you back out there so you can get your life back again.
Part of our job is to really assess the client as a whole and see what the crisis points are and address those first. Whether it's legal, whether it's mental health, whether it's medical, whether it's dental, housing. So we help them strategize and actually develop a plan for what the next step is and really set a long-term goal.
Bring you out and say, you know, I've been there. These are the things we do to improve, and here's how I can perhaps help you.
They do want help, and they do want to learn building blocks and skills to transition out of homelessness and be successful and pay rent and have somewhere to go to at night and live a life that they're proud of and not something that they're ashamed of.
This place showed me a way not to let myself go back down. Just keep on working my way up, you know, to make it better for myself.
They don't see the good in themselves. They just get so down on themselves. They're capable of so much good, and they don't see that good in them, but we do. So we're so happy to help them and give them those referrals.
It gives me encouragement to want to better my life, you know, and without having people around to talk to, you seem to dwell on the mistakes that you make, and that's not good, because it could put you into a depression, you know, and by having a positive feedback from other clients, the staff gives you the opportunity to see that you're bettering yourself in life.
Being involved with the shelter has been it's been an amazing blessing in my life. It's the feeling of helping someone who can't necessarily do something for themselves at this point in their life is special.
Being part of the shelter has been a blessing in my life, and I feel for those around me in several ways. One way was working with the other volunteers.
Of the volunteers, whether it's their time or their food and their donations, they're the backbone of the shelter operating, and we honestly couldn't do it without them.
There's people that bring, like, you know, clothes, towels, washcloths, blankets. If it wasn't for them, I don't know where I'd be at.
Every single meal last year was donated by someone in the community. We have volunteers who drive our vans and help folks get around. We have volunteers who come and help serve the meals. Incredible volunteer support.
I'd like to say thanks to all the volunteers, the donors, because without them, we wouldn't have a lot of the stuff that we have now, and it's highly appreciated for everything that they've done.
What you find about a lot of our volunteers is that they are smart, amazing, capable, successful people, but they also have an amazing, huge heart. And when you combine those two things, it's amazing what you can get.
I'm James. Thanks, Carson. Keep it up. Thank you.
Church's children for Valentine's Day were bringing up boxes that they pre-made at school or home and put like a toothbrush, toothpaste, some candy, and a little verse out of the Bible and said, "This is for you with love." And a lot of these people wouldn't have even had a Valentine's Day card or anything, and it gives you some encouragement there, you know, it lifts your spirits.
What we're about here is walking the walk. And why do I do it? Because I believe what I learned in Sunday school, because I've seen how it can change people.
And a lot of these people that I've met here and volunteers, I'll remember them giving me their time, you know, forever. I mean, that's the importance of something like this. You know, when you're down and out and need a hand, there's people there to help you.
This has blessed my life because it's shown me not to take things for granted and to really be grateful for things.
It's been a huge blessing in my life, being able to work with these people every day and to see them actually come in and they say, "We got the lease agreement," or "I got a job," and just like that smile on their face because they know, you know, they know they're gonna be okay.
No matter what, you still have to have a positive outlook that you'll get through this, you know, that this too shall pass, and it will. And that's where I am now. I know this is a short-term difficulty, and I'm thankful that this place was here to help me through that difficulty.
It's very touching, and I get really weepy. But it's knowing that perhaps they're getting a second chance.
I'm so thankful that the shelter was here to help me.
You know, one man really can make a difference. We really can. Just do what we can to help people out there, and let's reach out and help and share with our friends, and I'm sure we'll all be better people for it.
I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that